Getting your first credit card is a key step in building your financial future. In this 2025 Guide to Building Credit, we'll break down the best credit cards for beginners, sometimes called starter credit cards or credit building cards. These are cards designed for people with no credit or limited credit history, and they can help you establish credit while offering useful benefits. We will review 5 to 7 top beginner credit cards, secured, unsecured, and student cards, covering their pros, cons, typical approval criteria, and ideal use cases. By the end, you'll have actionable insights on how to select the right credit card to build credit. Remember, the best first card is one you can get approved for and use responsibly to grow your credit. Let's dive in with our first recommendation. Discover It Secured Credit Card. Overview. The Discover It Secured is often cited as one of the best credit cards for building credit from scratch. It's a secured card, meaning you put down a refundable security deposit, minimum $200, which becomes your credit line. Unlike many secured cards, this one has no annual fee and even earns rewards. Pros. No annual fee. You won't pay any yearly fee to use this card, which is rare among beginner cards. All your money can go towards spending and paying your bill, not fees. Cashback rewards. Earn 2% cashback at gas stations and restaurants, on up to $1,000 in purchases quarterly, and 1% on all other purchases. Plus, Discover matches all the cash back you earn in the first year automatically, essentially doubling your first-year rewards. Upgrade path. Discover will start automatic monthly reviews after 7 months to see if you qualify to graduate to an unsecured card and get your deposit back. This means with responsible use, you can move up and reclaim your deposit in as little as 7 to 8 months. Free credit monitoring. Discover provides free FICO score updates, and it reports to all 3 major credit bureaus, helping you build credit with on-time payments. No hidden fees. No foreign transaction fees or hidden charges according to Discover, making it friendly if you travel abroad or shop online internationally. Cons. Security deposit required. You must put down at least $200 of your own money as a deposit, refundable when you upgrade or close in good standing. This can be a hurdle if you don't have savings, and you'll need a bank account to fund the deposit. High APR. The interest rate is around 27%, variable, like many starter cards. Carrying a balance is not advisable. These cards work best if you pay in full monthly to avoid interest. Limited overseas acceptance. Discover is widely accepted in the US, but internationally it's not as universally accepted as Visa or MasterCard. Keep this in mind if you travel. Though there's no foreign fee, acceptance could vary. No traditional sign-up bonus. Aside from the cashback match, which can be very lucrative, there's no upfront bonus. The card's focus is on building credit and steady rewards, not big initial perks. Approval criteria and ideal use. The Discover It Secured is ideal for beginners with no credit or bad credit. Approval is easier because your deposit secures the line. There's no minimum credit score required to apply, and even people rebuilding credit can qualify. It's perfect if you want to start credit with low risk and earn rewards. Use it for everyday expenses, like gas, small restaurant bills, etc. Pay on time and in full, and you could see your score increase and potentially upgrade to an unsecured Discover card within a year. Overall, this card offers an excellent foundation for new credit users by combining credit building power with cashback incentives. Pedal 2 Cashback No Fees Visa Credit Card. Overview. The Pedal 2. Visa is an unsecured credit card, no security deposit required, specifically designed for people new to credit. It's issued by WebBank and leverages modern underwriting. Pedal will consider your banking history and income, your cash score, instead of relying solely on a credit score. This makes it possible to get approved without any prior credit history. As the name suggests, it has no fees and offers cash back, making it one of the best credit cards for beginners in 2025. Pros. No credit history needed. You can apply with zero credit history. Pedal's approval algorithm considers your bank account balance and spending patterns to evaluate you. This is great for young adults or anyone who hasn't had credit before. Do note, if you do have a credit score and it's very low due to past issues, you might not qualify. $0 fees, period. Pedal 2 charges no annual fee, no late fees, no foreign transaction fees, virtually no fees at all. You won't be nickel and dimed for carrying this card, which is very beginner friendly. Cashback rewards. Earn 1% cashback on all purchases to start, and then Pedal rewards you for good payment habits. After 6 on-time monthly payments, your cashback rate rises to 1.25%, and after 12 on-time payments, it bumps up to 1.5%. Essentially, you get rewarded for paying on time, ending up with a solid flat-rate cashback card. Credit limit increases. Pedal 2 often gives an automatic credit line increase after about 6 months of responsible use, which can further help your credit score by lowering your utilization. Tech and tools. The Pedal app offers budgeting tools and reminders. You also get free credit score tracking. It's a very tech-forward experience, which many younger users appreciate. Plus, no foreign fees means it's safe to use abroad or on international websites. Cons. High APR. The interest rate can be high, around 29% to 31% APR. While you shouldn't carry a balance on any starter card, it's especially important here. Carrying debt would get expensive. Always pay your statement in full. Not for bad credit. Pedal 2 is excellent for no credit, but not designed for those with bad credit history. If you have major negatives like recent delinquencies or bankruptcy, Pedal might decline your application. It's aimed at beginners or those with fair scores, not people who already damaged their credit. No sign-up bonus. There isn't a traditional welcome bonus, like a cash bonus for spending X in 3 months. The reward comes in the form of that first-year cashback boost for timely payments. Potential low starting limit. Depending on your income and cash score, your credit line might be a bit low initially. Common for beginners, many start in the few hundreds or low thousands. However, it can grow with you over time. FinTech card. No physical bank branch. Pedal is a FinTech product. You manage everything online or in-app. Customer service is primarily via phone or email. There's no branch to walk into. Most find this fine, but very traditional users should be aware. Approval criteria and ideal use. Pedal 2 targets applicants with limited or no credit who have decent financial habits. They'll look at your income and whether you pay bills from your bank account reliably. Many approved Pedal 2 users have credit scores in the low 600s or no score at all. If you already built some credit and it's fair to good, you likely qualify too. This card is ideal for beginners who want an unsecured card right away instead of dealing with a deposit. It's also great if you want simple flat-rate rewards and hate fees. Use Pedal 2 for everyday spending and travel. Its lack of fees and 1.5% rewards after a year make it a solid daily driver. Just be sure to pay on time to earn your cashback boosts and avoid interest. With on-time payments, Pedal 2 will report to the major bureaus and help you build credit over time, all while you earn some cash back. Capital One Platinum MasterCard. Overview. The Capital One. Platinum is a classic starter credit card for those building credit. It's an unsecured card, no security deposit needed, designed for people with fair or limited credit. The Platinum has no annual fee and a few simple features that make it very beginner-friendly. It doesn't offer rewards, but it focuses on helping you establish credit at low cost. In fact, Capital One explicitly says, the Platinum MasterCard is for people who are building their credit. There's no annual fee and no security deposit required. That sums it up well. Pros. No annual fee. You can carry this card for $0 per year. This is crucial for a beginner card. You shouldn't have to pay just to have a credit line. Platinum lets you build credit without that hurdle. No security deposit. Unlike secured cards, this unsecured card doesn't require any upfront deposit. This lowers the barrier to entry if you can get approved with your existing limited credit history. Credit line increases. Capital One will automatically consider you for a higher credit limit in as little as 6 months of on-time payments. That means if you use the card responsibly, you could see your credit limit and buying power grow relatively quickly. A higher limit can also help your credit score by lowering your utilization ratio. Reports to all bureaus. Capital One reports your payment activity to the 3 major credit bureaus, so every on-time payment helps build your credit history. This is a must-have feature for a credit-building card, and Capital One provides it. No foreign transaction fees. A great hidden perk. Capital One doesn't charge foreign transaction fees on any of its cards, including Platinum. If you travel abroad or buy from overseas websites, you won't pay extra. This international acceptance, it's a MasterCard, plus no FX fees, makes it useful for travelers. Easy account management. The Capital One mobile app and tools like CreditWise are very handy for beginners. CreditWise gives you free credit score tracking and simulators, and you can use the app for instant purchase notifications, auto-pay setup, etc. These tools help you learn good habits. Cons. No rewards. The Platinum MasterCard does not earn cash back or points. Its value is in building credit, not in rewards. If getting some rewards on day one is important to you, consider the Quicksilver One, next on our list, which is a sister card that does offer cashback for an annual fee. High APR. The interest rate is approximately 29.7%, variable, similar to other starter cards. Again, you'll want to avoid carrying a balance. This card is best for those who will pay in full each month, which you should aim to do with any beginner card. Basic benefits. Aside from zero fraud liability and some standard card protections, there aren't many perks. No intro APR offers, no sign-up bonus, no travel benefits. This is a straightforward no-frills credit builder. Requires fair credit for approval. While you can get approved with limited or no credit, many applicants will need at least a fair credit score, mid-600s, or a history of on-time payments on other accounts. If you have a prior bankruptcy or very low score, you might be denied the Platinum and instead offered Capital One's secured card. The Platinum is not guaranteed approval. It's easier to get than Prime cards, but not as easy as a secured card. Low starting limit. Many users report low initial credit limits, sometimes as low as $300 to $500. This can be a con if you need to make larger purchases. However, as noted, responsible use can bump this up over time. Approval criteria and ideal use. The Capital One. Platinum is best suited for those with fair credit, approximately 580 to 669 FICO, or a limited credit history who want a no-cost way to prove themselves. If you have no credit at all, you might also be approved, but Capital One may instead steer totally new users to a student card or secured card. The good news is you can check if you're pre-approved on Capital One's website with no impact on your credit. A useful step to gauge your chances. Ideal users are people who value simplicity and low cost over rewards. Use this card for a few small purchases each month, groceries, utility bills, etc., then pay the balance in full. Over 6 to 12 months of on-time payments, you'll build a positive credit history. As Capital One emphasizes, this card gives you the credit you need with a $0 annual fee. After a year or so, you may either keep it as a no-fee card for credit age, or you might be able to product change it to a rewards card, like Quicksilver, once your credit improves. All in all, Platinum is a solid, no-nonsense starter card for beginners focused on building credit without paying fees. Capital One Quicksilver One Cash Rewards Credit Card. Overview. The Quicksilver One is another beginner-friendly card from Capital One, aimed at those with average or fair credit who want to earn rewards. Think of it as the big brother to the Platinum card, Unlike Platinum, Quicksilver One earns 1.5% cash back on every purchase, making it a true rewards card. The trade-off is a modest annual fee of $39. If you can utilize the rewards, this card can pay for itself and help you build credit at the same time. It's often recommended as one of the best starter credit cards with rewards for people who are building credit. Pros: flat 1.5%. Cashback. Quicksilver One earns unlimited 1.5% cashback on all purchases every day. This simple, flat-rate rewards program is great for beginners who don't want to juggle categories. You get a bit of money back on everything you buy, which is a nice perk while you build credit. Build credit while earning. This card is designed for individuals with average or fair credit, helping them build their credit while earning cashback. Capital One reports to all bureaus, and responsible use will improve your credit over time. You're essentially getting rewarded for the spending you do anyway during that process. Low annual fee. The $39 annual fee is relatively low, and many consider it worth it if you plan to spend enough. For example, $39 fee against 1.5% rewards means if you spend at least $2,600 per year, $217 per month, you'll earn $39 in cash back to offset the fee, and anything above that is net positive. If you use the card regularly, the fee can be a fair trade for the rewards. No foreign transaction fees. Like other Capital One cards, Quicksilver One has no foreign transaction fees. This is a big plus for a card at this level. You can travel abroad or shop internationally without the typical -3% surcharge. Upgrade potential. After you've built some credit, Capital One may let you upgrade from Quicksilver One to the no annual fee Quicksilver, which requires good credit. Some cardholders report being able to PC, product change, after as soon as a year of good payment history. This means you could eventually drop the annual fee while keeping your account open, preserving your credit history length. Credit Steps Program. Similar to Platinum, Quicksilver One cardholders are usually enrolled in Capital One's Credit Steps, which gives an automatic credit limit increase after 6 months of on-time payments. Increasing your limit helps your credit score and gives you more spending flexibility. Extra benefits. You get access to CreditWise for free credit monitoring and alerts, useful for tracking your progress. And of course, $0 fraud liability and card lock features to protect you. Cons. $39 annual fee. You will be charged $39 each year just to have the card. If you don't plan to use the card heavily, this fee might not be worth it. Some beginners prefer a no annual fee card, even if it means no rewards, until their credit score improves. High APR. The interest rate is roughly 29.7% variable, in line with Platinum. You absolutely should avoid carrying a balance. Interest could quickly wipe out any rewards earnings. This card is best if you commit to paying in full monthly. No big sign-up bonus. Quicksilver One doesn't come with a sign-up bonus. Many premium cards have intro bonuses, but at the fair credit level, it's uncommon. So you won't get an upfront reward windfall. The value comes over time with ongoing spending. No premium perks. Aside from cashback, you aren't getting things like travel insurance, purchase protection, or other luxury card benefits. Also, the cashback is straightforward. No bonus categories, no quarterly promos. For most beginners, this is fine, but just know it's a basic rewards card. The 1.5% flat rate is the main attraction. Requires fair credit. Approval isn't guaranteed if you have no credit or bad credit. Quicksilver One is usually targeted at credit scores around 600 and up. If you're brand new to credit, you might or might not get it. Some with thin files do, but others might need to start with Platinum or a secured card. Also, if you can qualify for the regular Quicksilver, good credit, no fee, you'd prefer that. Quicksilver One is specifically for those who can't quite get a Prime card yet. Watch the fee long term. While $39 is small, if after a couple of years your credit improves, You wouldn't want to keep paying for Quicksilver One indefinitely. At that point, you should switch to a no-fee card, whether via upgrade or a new application. So this card is somewhat of a stepping stone. Approval criteria and ideal use. Quicksilver One is aimed at people with fair average credit, roughly in the 600 to 660 FICO range. Basically those who have started building credit but aren't in good range yet, or have a limited record. Many applicants are first-time cardholders, or those a year or two out of a credit mishap, etc. If you have no credit at all, your odds may be lower. In that case, consider trying Capital One's pre-approval tool to see if Quicksilver One is offered, or you might start with Platinum or a student card. The ideal user of Quicksilver One is someone who will use the card regularly for everyday spending, groceries, gas, bills, etc., enough to earn back the $39 fee and then some. For example, spending $300 a month would earn about $54 cash back in a year, comfortably offsetting the fee. Always pay on time and in full to avoid interest. By doing so, you reap the rewards and build credit simultaneously. This card provides a training wheels rewards experience. It's straightforward, and it lets you practice managing a balance and due dates while earning a little back. Given its design for credit builders, it indeed helps you build credit while earning cash back. Use it wisely, monitor your credit, and after a year or more, you can evaluate if it's time to move to a higher tier card, possibly with Capital One's help. As a starter rewards card, Quicksilver One strikes a balance between credit building and benefits, making it a top pick for beginners who want cash back. Chase Freedom Rise. Overview. The Chase Freedom Rise is a newer entry, launched around 2023, designed as a starter credit card from Chase. Historically, Chase credit cards were tough to get with no credit history, but the Freedom Rise changes that. It's specifically built for people with no credit or limited credit who want to get into the Chase ecosystem. With no annual fee and a flat reward structure, Freedom Rise provides an excellent introduction to credit cards for beginners. It's also notable for giving you a boost if you already bank with Chase. Pros. No annual fee. The Freedom Rise has a $0 annual fee, so it costs nothing to carry. This is crucial for first-timers. You can focus on building credit without worrying about a yearly charge. Flat 1.5%. Cash back on all purchases. This card earns unlimited 1.5% back on everything you buy, which is a generous flat rate for a beginner card. In fact, 1.5% is the same rate offered by many cards for people with excellent credit, a big selling point of Freedom Rise. There are no rotating categories or spending caps to think about. Easier approval with Chase checking. Chase gives a unique incentive. If you have a Chase checking or savings account with at least $250, your approval odds for Freedom Rise improve. This is great for students or anyone who can park $250 in a Chase account. It shows Chase you have some skin in the game. Essentially, having that relationship can help you get the card more easily. Autopay sign-up. Bonus. As a welcome perk, you can earn a $25 statement credit by enrolling in automatic payments within the first 3 months. This is a smart habits-building bonus. It encourages you to set up autopay so you never miss a payment and rewards you for it. $25 isn't huge, but it's free money just for a responsible action. Credit limit increase. After 6 months, Freedom Rise will evaluate you for a credit line increase in as soon as 6 months of opening the account. If you manage the card well, on-time payments, don't max it out, you could see your limit grow, giving you more flexibility and aiding your credit score. Free credit score and education. Chase provides access to Credit Journey, a tool to track your credit score changes and get tips on building credit. This is helpful for beginners learning the ropes of credit. Path to other Chase cards. Perhaps one of the biggest draws, using Freedom Rise responsibly, can be your ticket to qualify for Chase's premier cards down the line. Chase is known for great rewards cards, Freedom Flex, Sapphire Preferred, etc., and starting with Rise can establish a relationship. With time and improved credit, you could eventually upgrade or apply for those cards. In other words, Freedom Rise is like entering the Chase ecosystem at the ground floor, with potential to ascend to better products. Cons. Requires a Chase relationship for easiest approval. While not strictly required, Freedom Rise is marketed heavily to Chase banking customers. If you don't have a Chase account, you can still apply, but you lose that built-in boost to your chances. Chase tends to be conservative, so without an existing relationship, approval might be a bit harder compared to some other beginner cards. No bonus categories or 0% APR. The card's simplicity is both a pro and con. You get 1.5% on everything, but there are no special categories or intro 0% APR period. Some other cards, like Discover It Student or certain store cards, may offer promotional APRs or category bonuses. Freedom Rise keeps it basic. High regular APR. The ongoing APR is around 25.99%, variable. This is slightly lower than some competitors, but still high. Definitely avoid carrying a balance. Always treat this as a card to be paid off monthly, especially since it's for credit building. Foreign transaction fee. Unlike Capital One or Discover, Chase typically charges a foreign transaction fee approximately 3% on its Freedom cards. The card terms aren't explicitly listed here, but it's safe to assume there is a fee on international transactions. So, it's not the best card to use abroad. The flat 1.5% back won't cover the 3% fee. If you need a travel-friendly starter card, others might be better. Relatively low starting limit. Initial credit limits for Freedom Rise might be on the low side, commonly $500. While this is normal for a starter card, it means you need to watch your spending or utilization. The silver lining is the potential for a quick increase after 6 months. Chase's 524 rule, long term. This is more of a niche point, but Chase has an internal rule where if you've opened 5 credit cards in the last 24 months, they generally won't approve you for new Chase cards. If Freedom Rise is your first card, you won't hit that limit for a while, but as you build credit and potentially get other cards, keep this in mind. Essentially, since you're starting with Chase, be thoughtful about opening too many other accounts in the next couple years if your goal is a Sapphire or other Chase card eventually. Approval criteria and ideal use. Chase Freedom Rise is targeted at new-to-credit individuals, recent graduates, young professionals, or anyone with a thin credit file. It's also an option for those with poor credit who are rebuilding, though having a positive banking history with Chase helps. If you already have a Chase College checking or a steady balance with them, that's the ideal scenario to apply. The card is perfect for someone who says, "I have never had a credit card before, and I want to start on the right foot with a reputable bank." Use Freedom Rise for your regular small expenses, perhaps set up a subscription or two on it, or use it for gas, groceries. Enable auto-pay from day one to snag the $25 bonus and ensure timely payments, and keep your utilization modest. Over time, those on-time payments will build your credit history. After 6+ months, check for a credit limit increase. Within a year or more of good usage, you should see your credit score solidly in the good range. At that point, you might consider applying for a Chase Freedom Unlimited or Flex, or even a travel card, and you'll have the advantage of an existing relationship with Chase. In summary, Freedom Rise is a strong starter card, especially if you value simplicity and have, or are willing to start, a Chase bank account for smoother approval. It provides a reliable way to build credit while earning cash back and sets you up for future success with premium cards. Discover It Student Cashback. Overview. For college students who are new to credit, the Discover It Student Cashback is arguably the best credit card for beginners who are students. It's tailored for young adults in school, requiring little to no credit history to get approved. This card packs a lot of value with 0 annual fee, 5% cash back in rotating categories, and forgiving features for learners. Discover even sweetens the deal with a unique good grades reward. It stands out among student cards, which is why many consider it an ideal starter card if you qualify as a student. Pros: no annual fee. Like its secured sibling, the Discover Student Card has no annual fee, a huge plus for cash-strapped college students. You can keep it open throughout college and beyond at no cost, which helps lengthen your credit history. 5% cash back in rotating categories. This card earns 5% cash back on categories that change each quarter, on up to $1,500 in spending per quarter, then 1% after, and 1% on everything else. Discover's categories often include useful areas like Amazon, grocery stores, restaurants, gas stations, etc., which can align well with student life. Earning 5% is exceptional for a starter card. No other student card offers such a high rate in categories. First year cash back. Match. Discover will automatically double all the cash back you earn in the first year as a bonus. This means if you earned $50, they'll give you another $50 at year's end. If you max out the 5% categories, the match could be very lucrative. Essentially, your 5% categories become 10% for the first year, and your base 1% becomes 2%. It's one of the richest first-year incentives for a student card. Good grades $20. Bonus: here's a unique perk. For every school year that your GPA is 3.0 or higher, Discover gives you a $20 statement credit. You can earn this once each school year for up to 5 years, maximum $100 total. It's literally a reward for doing well in school. It's easy to claim. You submit proof of GPA on Discover's site, and it's a nice bit of motivation and extra cash for students. 0% intro APR on purchases. The card typically offers a 0% intro APR on purchases for 6 months. This can help if you have a big expense like textbooks or a laptop at the start of the semester. You could pay it off over a few months interest-free. Always be careful with this. You don't want to overspend, but it's a helpful safety net. No foreign transaction fee. Discover doesn't charge foreign transaction fees on any card, including the student card. If you study abroad or travel internationally for spring break, you won't incur extra fees for using your card overseas. Free FICO score and alerts. You get your FICO credit score for free on monthly statements, and Discover's mobile app provides alerts for unusual activity via their Freeze It feature and $0 fraud liability. These tools help you learn about credit and monitor your account. Easy approval for students. Discover understands students often have thin files. They don't require a co-signer. Income can include part-time job or financial aid. Many students get approved without a credit score at all, as long as they meet basic criteria, enrolled in college, decent income for credit line requested, etc. It's a forgiving product for first-timers. Graduation and growth. After you graduate or after some years of use, you can keep the card. It will just lose the student tag eventually, or request a product change to a regular Discover It cashback. Either way, it can grow with you beyond college, continuing to be a no-fee 5% cashback card. Cons. Rotating categories. Require activation. To earn 5%, you must activate the bonus categories each quarter. Just a click online, but it's an extra step. If you forget, you'll only earn 1% on those purchases. Also, the 5% is limited to $1,500 per quarter in spending, which is 75 max cash back per quarter before it drops to 1%. As a student, you might not hit that cap, but it's something to be aware of. Limited category use. The 5% categories change, and some may not align with your spending. One quarter might be travel, when you're not traveling, or gas, when you don't have a car on campus. In quarters where the categories don't match your needs, you'll effectively be earning just 1% on most spending. A flat rate card might earn you more in those periods. Planning ahead can mitigate this, e.g., Buy Amazon items or stock up on groceries during a 5% quarter. No ongoing sign-up. Bonus. There's no immediate sign-up bonus, like $100 for spending $500. The first-year cashback match is the substitute, which can be bigger but is delayed until year-end. Also, not really a con, but the good grades reward is capped at $100 total, so it's a nice perk but not huge money. And it ends once you're out of school or after 5 years. Discover acceptance. Discover is well accepted in the US. Around 95% of merchants that take credit cards take Discover, but it's not as universally accepted abroad. If you plan to rely on it outside the US, have a backup Visa/MasterCard. However, given no foreign fees, definitely use it where it is accepted internationally. Credit needed is fair. Spotty credit allowed. Officially, this card requires fair credit, which could include students with some blemishes. Most true beginners or those with slight past issues are fine. But if a student already has very bad credit, perhaps from a defaulted loan or something, they might not get approved. Low limits. Starting credit limits can be low, often $500 to $1,000 for students. This is usually enough for small purchases, but not large ones. The intro APR can tempt bigger buys, but your limit might constrain that. Over time, Discover may increase your limit if you use the card responsibly. Approval criteria and ideal use. This card is for college students, typically age 18 plus, who want to start building credit. You'll usually need to prove you're a student, provide your school and graduation date on the application. Income can be minimal. Many students list part-time job income or even allowance. If you're an international student, Discover might require an SSN. They do allow some international students to apply with other ID, but it varies. The ideal user is a student who will take advantage of the 5% categories to maximize rewards. For example, if the category is restaurants, use the card for dining out or ordering pizza. If it's groceries, do your big grocery runs on that card. Always pay the statement off, maybe using that 0% intro period carefully if needed for books. Don't forget to activate the categories each quarter, set a phone reminder. Also, claim your $20 good grade bonus each year you qualify. It's free money for keeping your grades up. This card not only helps you build credit with responsible use, but also effectively teaches you about managing credit, thanks to its features and incentives tailored to students. By the time you graduate, you could have a credit score that lets you move into higher tier cards or loans, like for a car or apartment, with confidence. Discover it. Student Cash. Back is a top recommendation for beginners in college because it's generous for the user and forgiving of the learning curve, truly a sensible solution for college students who want to establish credit early. OpenSky Secured Visa Credit Card. Overview. The OpenSky Secured Visa is a unique credit-building card famous for its easy approval. It's a secured credit card that does not require any credit check when you apply. This means whether you have no credit, low credit, or even past credit problems, you have a very high chance of getting approved. In fact, OpenSky advertises an 89% approval rate and even no bank account required to get the card. The trade-off is a small annual fee. OpenSky is issued by Capital Bank, a smaller bank, not to be confused with Capital One. This card doesn't offer rewards, but it's often considered one of the best credit cards to build credit when other options have turned you down, thanks to its guaranteed nature. Pros. No credit check for approval. This is the headline feature. OpenSky does not perform a hard inquiry or check your credit report to approve you. As long as you provide the required ID and deposit, you're basically guaranteed to be approved. This is a lifesaver if your credit score is very low or you have a recent bankruptcy, etc. It also means applying won't ding your credit score at all. No hard pull. High approval odds. Because of no credit check, the approval rate is extremely high, around 89%. Virtually anyone can get this card if they need a fresh start. Even if you're completely new to credit, you're almost certain to be accepted. Build Rebuild. Credit. OpenSky reports to all three major credit bureaus every month, just like a regular credit card. This means using it responsibly, keeping balance low, paying on time, will add positive history and improve your credit score over time. In fact, the issuer notes that many cardholders see a significant score increase. They cite an average plus 47 points after 6 months of use. Moderate fees, better with Plus version. The standard OpenSky secured Visa has a $35 annual fee, which is reasonable for a rebuilder's card. Many competitors charge $75 or more in the first year. There's also now an OpenSky Plus secured Visa, which has no annual fee if you prefer to avoid fees. Though that one requires a slightly higher minimum deposit, $300, and doesn't earn rewards either. Both versions have no monthly fees or other hidden fees to worry about. Flexible deposit and no bank account needed. You can open the card with a deposit as low as $200 for the standard card or $300 for Plus. Uniquely, OpenSky allows you to fund the deposit via money order or Western Union, etc., meaning you don't need a checking account to get this card. This is great if you're unbanked or prefer not to involve your bank. The max deposit, credit line, goes up to $3,000. Your deposit is refundable when you close the account, minus any owed balance. No risk of additional debt. Being secured, you can only spend up to the amount you deposited, which prevents you from getting in over your head. This can be a pro if you need strict limits as you rebuild trust with credit. Basic protections. It's a Visa, so it comes with $0 fraud liability, etc. It also works with digital wallets like Apple Pay, Google Pay, which is convenient. Available to a wide audience. You can qualify even if you're not a student, not a U.S. citizen, as long as you have an SSN, ITIN, or have past credit issues. It's very inclusive. There's no minimum credit score at all to apply. Truly open door. Cons. $35 annual fee on standard card. Unlike some top secured cards, OpenSky Standard is not free. You'll be charged $35 each year. This is a cost you have to justify. Essentially, you're paying for the privilege of easy approval. If your credit is in such shape that you can't get a no-fee card, $35 per year might be a worthwhile investment until your score improves. The Plus version has no fee, but you might opt for the standard if you can only deposit $200 or don't meet Plus criteria. No rewards program. There are no cash back or points earned on OpenSky. Some other secured cards, like Discover It Secured, do give rewards, but they might be harder to get. OpenSky is about utility, not perks. Security deposit required. As with all secured cards, you must put down a deposit to open the account. That money is tied up, though refundable, and equals your credit limit. So if you deposit $500, your card limit is $500. This can be inconvenient if you don't have a lot of spare cash. Does not graduate. OpenSky has no option to upgrade to an unsecured card. Capital Bank doesn't offer unsecured cards to transition into. So after your credit improves, the only way to get your deposit back and move on is to close the account, or keep it open and just apply for new cards elsewhere. Closing could have a slight temporary impact on your score, since you lose that credit line, but by then, you'll likely have other cards. Just know this card is a temporary tool, not a long-term keeper. Relatively high APR. The standard OpenSky's APR approximately 21.64%, variable. Actually a bit lower than some competitors, but still high. The Plus version is approximately 28.99%. In any case, you won't want to carry a balance if possible. Lower max credit line. Max $3,000 deposit might not be enough if you want a larger credit line for utilization purposes. Some other secured cards allow $5,000 or more, but for most beginners, $3,000 is plenty. Customer service and online interface. As a smaller issuer, OpenSky's customer service and website app are okay, but not as robust as major banks. There's no fancy mobile app with budgeting tools or simulators. You also have to manually pay. There's no auto pay from a bank if you didn't link one, though you can pay via debit card, etc. These aren't deal breakers. Just manage your card carefully and set your own reminders for payments. Approval criteria and ideal use. The approval criteria is simple. Anyone who can afford the deposit is likely approved, since there's no credit pull. You'll need to be at least 18 with a social security number or ITIN and not have an open bankruptcy. If you're currently in active bankruptcy proceedings, it might be an issue, but after discharge, it's fine. Because there's no credit check, even if your score is 400 or you have multiple recent negatives, you can still get Open Sky. This card is ideal for two types of beginners. 1. Someone with damaged credit who needs to rebuild. Maybe you've had delinquencies and no one else will approve you. Open Sky gives you a second chance. 2. Someone who is completely new and wants to guarantee an approval without risking a hard inquiry or denial. Though if you have absolutely no credit, you might try a no-fee option first, but Open Sky is a sure thing if you don't mind the fee. Use Open Sky to make small purchases each month, even just a Netflix subscription or a tank of gas, and then pay it off in full. Because it has no rewards, you don't need to run a lot of money through it, just enough to show activity. The key is consistent on-time payments. After 6 to 12 months, check your credit score. You'll likely see significant improvement if you had no prior positive credit. At that point, you can start applying for unsecured cards, maybe some on this list, like Capital One Platinum or Pedal 2. Once you secure another card with no fee, you might choose to close Open Sky to get your deposit back. Just be sure your other card is active so you're not left without any credit line. In summary, Open Sky Secured Visa is a fantastic credit builder card when traditional issuers won't approve you. It trades a small annual fee for near-guaranteed access to credit. If used properly, it can jumpstart your credit journey, allowing you to graduate to better, no-fee credit cards for beginners after a solid track record is established. Starting your credit journey can feel overwhelming, but the right starter card makes all the difference. Whether you choose a secured card like Discover It Secured or Open Sky, or an unsecured path like Pedal 2, Capital One, or Chase Freedom Rise, each of these options is geared towards building credit from the ground up. Here are a few final tips and takeaways as you make your decision. Prioritize low fees and reporting. Aim for a card with no annual fee, or a very low one, so you aren't paying just to build credit. All the cards we discussed report to the 3 major credit bureaus. That's non-negotiable for credit building. As long as you use your card responsibly, this reporting will steadily grow your credit profile. Match the card to your profile. If you have absolutely no credit or a shaky history, a secured card or very lenient card, Open Sky, Discover Secured, might be your safest bet for approval. If you have some credit or are a student, you can likely get an unsecured card with rewards, Pedal 2, Chase Rise, Discover Student, etc. The best credit card for beginners is ultimately the one you can get approved for and comfortably manage. Don't be afraid to use pre-approval tools, Capital One, Discover, etc. offer them, to check your odds without affecting your score. Leverage pros, acknowledge cons. Each card has its strengths. For example, Discover Student's high rewards or Pedal's no fees. Use those to your advantage. Maximize rewards, utilize tools, earn bonuses. At the same time, be mindful of the cons. Avoid interest on high APR cards. Don't spend more than you can pay off, especially if you have a low limit or annual fee to factor in. Building credit is as much about good habits as it is about the card itself. Use one card actively and pay on time. You don't need to open multiple starter cards at once. In fact, it's usually best to begin with one card, put a few recurring charges on it, and pay the bill on time, or early, every single month. Payment history is the #1 factor in your credit score. Consider setting up automatic payments, even just for the minimum due, to ensure you never miss one. This single habit will do more for your credit than anything else. Keep balances low. Utilization. Try not to use too much of your credit line. A good rule is to keep your statement balance under 30% of your limit. Under 10% is even better for credit scoring. For example, if you have a $500 limit, don't let more than $150 report as a balance. You can pay down the card multiple times a month if needed. Low utilization plus on-time payments will show lenders you're responsible. Reevaluate. After 6 to 12 months. As you use your beginner card wisely, your credit score will improve. Many starter cards will increase your credit limit or even let you upgrade around the 6 to 12-month mark. Take stock of your progress. By then, you might qualify for cards with better rewards or no fees. You don't need to close your first card, especially if it has no annual fee. Keeping it open can help your credit age. But you can certainly add a new card to your wallet with higher perks once you're eligible. Long-term mindset. Remember, building credit is a marathon, not a sprint. 6 months of good behavior can boost your score significantly. A year is even better. Over a few years, a solid credit history can unlock top-tier credit cards, loans, and interest savings. Each of these beginner cards is a stepping stone. Choose the one that fits you best right now. As one expert insight puts it, consider either a secured card or an unsecured card meant to build credit as your first tool. Just make sure the issuer reports to all 3 bureaus. All our picks do. Then focus on using it properly to establish a positive credit history. In closing, the best credit card for beginners in 2025 ultimately depends on you, your current credit status, and your goals. The good news is that there are more quality options than ever for those starting out. Whether you prioritize rewards, no fees, or easy approval, there's a card on this list that can meet your needs. Pick the card that suits your situation, use the tips we've outlined to manage it wisely, and you'll be on your way to a strong credit score and greater financial opportunities in the future. Good luck on your credit building journey, and remember that every purchase and payment is an opportunity to pave the way toward excellent credit.